Hello friends, it's Kathy Clement with Kathy by Design and welcome to Throwback Thursday. This week I'm coming in with one of my Clean Up Your Collection posts. I'm working with Simple Stories Autumn Splendor. This is from 2019 and it's one of my all-time favorite fall collections. Just gorgeous. And I have used it and used it and used it. And this is what I have left. So I thought we would do a how to clean up your scraps but still make a really great card. And I'm not sure exactly where I'm going. I have an idea, but I've made my 5x7 top fold card base with a 1/2 inch spine. And to do this, you just cut 5 by 7.5 inch panels, score them each at 7, and then glue the flaps together to make your spine. And then on the inside, I've already decorated it up with the larger pieces of paper that I had. I had one of these frames left and put this sweet image in up here. And then down here, I've created a pocket and I made a magnet, a fall magnet and a fall bookmark to go in the pocket. So you can see just piecing together patterns as I have them, images as I have them. And that's always kind of fun. So for the front of the card, I've got all these pieces. I had one piece of this green plaid, which I like, but it's very, very dark. So what I want to do is create, with these scraps, an accent panel. So I've measured out a piece of cream cardstock, and I know it's too big, but hang with me, and I'm just going to show you how I'm going to do this. We're going to take our papers and let's see, what do we want to start with? Okay, so let's start with this beautiful orange piece, and we're just going to glue this down. And I'm not worrying about, is the width right? I'm just gluing everything down right now. So I want to be up against the top. All right. And let's take a piece of these pretty leaves and put those down. Let's see, what do we have in between? I don't want to do the green. Yeah, let's try this orange. That looks pretty good. Let's do that right here. Then I thought I saw another little piece of that somewhere. But what we've got is this great orange plaid. Let's put that down. That's easy, right? So let's put that down right here. And I'm kind of pushing these into one another so they're snugged up. Now let's put down our leaves. I'm just looking for something to fill in that gap. Which is not as easy as you might think. All right, so I'm going to do like this. I'm going to lift this orange. I'm going to put this right here and then re-glue this. And then I've got this skinny little strip of the same orange that I had up at the top. All right. So we've kind of got everything covered now. Just going to burnish it down well with a bone folder. And I want to make this right here straight cut on the way down. So this is a glimpse into how I do it, guys. It's probably not as impressive as you thought. Okay, here's 4. And then let's go to 6. So we've got this panel. I'm going to throw these scraps away. I'm not going to try to use them again. And now I'm going to bring in that green, and you see how nice that looks? So to just kind of blend everything together, I'm going to take some gathered twigs and go around the edges. Okay. Yeah, I like that. That looks really good. So then I took one of the 4x4s. It was this wreath, and it had some sort of sentiment inside that I didn't really want. And I cut around the outside of it with my scissors, and then I took my craft knife and I kind of cut an X marks the spot and trimmed out the inside of the wreath and backed it on this other pretty 4x4. And I'm just going to trim around like this. I think I've got enough going on that I don't need this little extra piece on here, so I'm just going to trim it. And after I cut the wreath out, I backed it with a piece of clear cardstock or acetate, whatever you want to call it. And then put 3 layers of my 1/8" foam strips. So I went into my stash, and I had this strip of these little 2x2 images, and I've matted them on brown. And here's what we're going to do. We're going to take this panel and we're going to glue it down just like it is. I thought about cutting it in half and using half on another card, but I'm not sure I really have enough to do another card. So I'm just going to, and you can see it's off center. I've put foam tape on the back of these, and I'm just going to come over. I'm coming up above this panel, and I'm kind of squaring it off here. So there's the first one. This one goes in the middle. Then this one goes down. So pretty. All right. Then down here, I grabbed a couple of ephemera bits. And I want to glue this acorn one so that it kind of overlaps. Just like that. And I've also inked these edges. I'm just creating layers and, you know, visual interest and that sort of thing. You don't have to do any of this if you don't want to. Okay. Goes there. Then I found another one that I just want to put up at the top, like this. And I'm not really interested in the sentiment. I just want the leaves. Okay, so now I'm going to come in with my shaker. I just need to put a couple of foam tabs on this side to level it. And then glue the rest of it down. Yeah, that looks good. All right, so that's that far. So let's finish this up. I've got all my embellishments ready to go. I'm going to start with this bow. And this is just some twill ribbon that someone had given to me as a gift. And I've been saving it. It's perfect for this paper collection. So I'm going to tuck this in right here just to get started. See how great those colors go? It's really cool. All right, and then the next thing I'm going to do, these are actually Prima Fruit Paradise flowers, which doesn't seem like it should work, but they're kind of perfect for this color scheme. So I'm using them. I'm just going to tuck these in. Go, pretty, pretty. Now come in with a twine, a little twine bow. Just like that. I'll let that set up and then I'll mess with it a bit. There you go. Just make sure it's tucked in there real good. And then I've got this chipboard piece. I'm just going to ink the edges up a little bit. I want it to go right here. And then I've got this butterfly from that same Prima flower package. Well, let's move these guys up. What do you say? That's much better. Okay. They were a little too low. That is much better. Okay. Excellent. Then I found this beautiful button. This is in a, this is from Buttons Galore and More. I'm going to put it in between these two panels. And then I've got these three smaller buttons that I'm going to line up down here in the corner. And I've threaded these with the same thread that I used to sew around the perimeter of our card. All right, and I think that does it. I don't think there's anything else we need to do. This is a beautiful card. I think we're done. It's got that sort of rustic, you know, fading fall feel that I love so much. And then I'm going to let this set up before but this is what it will look like when it's glued on the cover of my card. We're going to have that white, can you see? We're going to have that white border all the way around it, which is really pretty. Kind of sets everything off nicely. And then I'll add a tea bag and a honey stick inside when it's all finished. But that is it for this Throwback Thursday. I hope I shared some tips and ideas for working with the tail end of a paper collection that you will be able to draw on future dates. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, why don't you go ahead and do that? I would love to have you along for the journey. I try to share a couple of videos, free video tutorials a week on most weeks, and sometimes I manage to squeeze in 3. So that's it for me, Kathy Clement, Kathy by Design. I'm going to clean up my mess and go get my craft on. Bye.